Today, we're talking all things USB-C, right? So let's get this video out of the way. If you're thinking of or have purchased the iPhone 15 lineup and you now have USB-C for the first time, let's talk about the best products you need to buy or start with right away for that particular phone. So let's jump into it. We got a pretty good amount to cover and some really cool ones at the end. So make sure you stick around to the end to see a really cool one. So let's jump into the video. The major reason that I switched from the iPhone 14 Pro Max to the iPhone 15 Pro Max was external storage and the ability to save to an external hard drive. It immediately releases the shackles of non-expandable storage that we've had to deal with. You can now save media directly to an external hard drive. I picked up this 256GB flash drive for recording video on the go, but keep in mind, this type of card may not have the fastest read or write speeds, and if you're thinking of using this for content creation, it will definitely get the job done, but you may need an SSD instead of a flash drive, depending on how rigorous your workflow is. Also, really important to note, so far this will not work with the USB-C to SATA converter cable as far as what I can tell. I tested this with both a Samsung 870 EVO and an Atom X external SATA drive, and it did not work. You have to use a USB-C protocol style. You can also use a USB-C card reader to use fast V3 style cards. This one has a USB input as well as allowing for different work scenarios. This is important as you still can't hear audio while having something plugged into the bottom port. However, you can remedy that with Bluetooth headphones or potentially using this open USB port. I haven't tested that out in all scenarios, so stay tuned for more findings there or developments from the tech community. In all of these instances, you will find the stored media in the file section labeled accordingly. This allows you to quickly export your media and start your workflow right away without delay. USB-C opens up a plethora of external chargers that didn't exist for iPhones in the past. This particular lipstick model is interesting because you can use your old lightning cable to charge it. Happy they won't totally go to waste. It has an LCD screen for charging status, power delivery, charging on one side with the USB-C input, lightning charge input on the other side, and it's compatible with cases up to 4 millimeters thick, giving you extra length to charge your phone without taking off most cases. It has a huge, and I mean huge, 5200 milliamp battery and comes in a ton of colors. And it looks pretty damn good. This newer iPhone 14 Pro Max full videography kit, believe it or not, still fits the 15 Pro Max perfectly, minus you can't reach the action button. I will be buying a new one, but I'm glad I don't have to replace it right away. However, this allows me to use a multitude of professional grade accessories along with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which I'll cover next. But for starters, this cage comes with a mini tripod, a light, and a microphone, which I'll show next. It makes it possible to have an almost professional quality setup in minutes just using your iPhone, and it comes with a ton of connection points, average 3/8 screw-in mounts as well as cold shoe mounts. I did a dedicated video on the world's first wireless USB condenser microphone by A-Labs. This may be a sleeper of a product for mobile content creation now that you can use it with the iPhone 15. The sound quality on this straight out the box will sound professional and clear. It has a range of 100 feet, built-in noise canceling for loud environments due to being designed for gaming and podcasts. This probably should be the first thing you pick up from this list if you're a creator. It also currently has 40% off on Amazon. Can't beat that. I mean, it's kind of cool that we can do this, right? A wireless USB microphone on an iPhone video. So prepare for your content creation to become extremely professional. This comical lav mic set works perfectly using a USB-C to USB-C cable, giving you the ability to record audio from two sources at once. Whether it is an interview, gym workouts, podcasts, 1v1 basketball games, you can now use your iPhone for content creation and capture high-end audio designed to be used with cinema cameras. This is completely different than before where you had to use a designated setup specifically for mobile that had less quality. I'm upset that a lot of my gear became obsolete overnight, but I'm not as sad as I am happy for the new upside this brings to content creation. This is a major bonus for you all. The Riot Power gaming controller was designed specifically for iOS. Coincidentally, they created this in partnership with Apple when the EU handed down the judgment mandating the change. Apple was very hush about this release, although you can buy this directly from their website. This is a gaming controller that allows you to use Lightning or USB-C, thus making it completely future-proof when it launched. Although it is USB-C, it only works on iOS and iPad OS, which further illustrates Apple's knowledge they'd be launching a USB-C iPhone soon. However, this is a phenomenal controller and one of my favorite, and I mean favorite, gaming peripherals. I'll link the dedicated video for you above in the right corner. If you don't have an iPhone 15 and you're wondering what products will work and what products don't work, please keep in mind that USB-C is an interface. So it's the way that the one device connects to another, a charger, or whatever the case may be. But that does not mean that the iPhone will always have, let's call it, protocols to run that hardware or that software. There has to be an intersection between the software and the hardware. The USB-C is just the interface to connect the dots. And so keep that in mind. Just because it is USB-C does not mean that it will work with the iPhone. And that's why it's kind of interesting to see what works with iPhone day one. And so I'm gonna be testing more stuff. And if you don't have an iPhone 15, put in the comments something that you may want me to test. And if I have it, I'll test it. I may not do a video on it. I may just put it in the comments. Worked, didn't work, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But if you're interested in more content like this, again, I have a pretty good conversation coming up on my first impressions on the iPhone 15. So stick around for that, subscribe, and join the Cozy Coalition if you're open to that. But outside of that, as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
You're my number one.